In this video, I'm going to flip through the month of May in my Erin Condren Monthly Planner to see how I used it functionally and see what worked and what didn't and what I might change going forward. Hi, I'm Kristen and I post functional planning videos on my channel. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed and I'll be right back. All right, let's flip to May. We have the May monthly spread, and I know I added a lot of extra stickers to this after the initial plan with me. I added these labels here. These were from the stickers that come in the back of the planner. I've kind of been trying to use those a little more often lately when I think about it, like when after the fact I need to add stickers. I've been remembering I have these back here, and one of the things that's really great about using the Erin Condren Monthly color in my planning instead of like changing this design, one of the great things is that these stickers are always back here, and so I can just quickly add something without having to go find all my stickers and make sure I have enough that might match a like a different header or something from a sticker kit. So that was fun just to, you know, remember that I had those stickers back there and put them to use. So this month there was a lot going on, like towards the end of the month, but also we had a lot of craziness happen. So everything did end up happening, but it was just kind of really stressful. We had a bad storm. We didn't have power for a few days, and then we lost power multiple times after that with other storms. It's just been raining. We're used to thunderstorms and power outages here, but the one big storm we had was pretty significant. It was more, it was actually worse than some of the tropical storms and hurricanes we've gotten. But anyhow, things got crazy, and so there's some weeks in here that I don't really, I think there's one week in here that wasn't really planned. I also got really sick, and I don't know, it's just been a little bit of a mess, but I did end up, let's check this off, because I did do this, and I didn't do that, and I didn't do that, but that's okay. So I've been using my sidebar here just as a to-do list, which I like. And we have the monthly menu plan here, which I ended up not even using towards the end because, like I said, we had power outages. We lost all of our food twice. And so, I don't know, we just didn't end up, it didn't happen. All of this stuff here was just notes for school. I didn't do any of this. I didn't focus on my habit for the month, which was to move my shower to the evening. I mean, I was doing it some nights, but I just didn't. It just, like I said, things got crazy. I pretty much never touched my tending list either, so you know. I stopped tracking what I was reading, but I do want to pick that back up again, and so I did make a reading section on my dashboard for June. So my idea is just to write down what I'm reading and then put a check mark when I'm done reading it. And then so one of the reasons why I want to do that is because I did recently get Kindle Unlimited, and there's a lot of series that I'm reading, and so like sometimes I just want to keep going in the same series. Sometimes I want to break, and so I switch back and forth. And I just want to keep track of like where I'm at in the series by checking off the book, so I know which one I read last whenever I go back to look for it. Over here, I have this sticky note, and this was to keep track of my debit card spending. And towards the end of that period, like I said, I was sick. I actually slept through a couple of days. I missed one of the Planner Kate Warehouse Wednesday sales even, and I didn't end up making my 10 debit card transactions, and so I did have to pay that fee, and that was such a bummer. It's not that much money. It's $8. It's not a big deal, but it's, you know, if I was gonna spend $8, I'd rather like go to the convenience store or like a fast food place and just grab like some drinks or something, but whatever. I didn't do any of my home projects either, and I am carrying over the stuff from my room and like my clothes over to June. So what I still like everything I've done here with the monthly spread and the dashboards. I like to keep track of the same things. So for June, we don't have school. School's out for the summer, and so I'm not going to have a school section, but I will pick that back up again once I start having to plan for school again. And then now we move into the weeks. I did my usual weeks style grid on my notes pages here, and this one I just used an old Planner Kate kit that had some matching deco, and these came from the same kit, and they were actually from Daily Duo header sheets. I had a while back, I had received a A5 Erin Condren Daily Duo in my review box a couple of years ago, and so I bought some stickers for it, and then I didn't end up ever using it, and I was trying to use up those stickers. So you can't really tell, but this is the A5 washi stops here, and so I just used another piece and just kind of continued it to make it the width of the 7x9 page, and then I just put the little extra piece down here. And then we just have some deco. I'm really not great at deco. I don't know how to do it. And I think, honestly, it's because I don't need deco on these pages. I think the washi is enough. I think once I start playing with like the compact vertical and maybe even the hourly, I might find some more use for the deco. But on this style of a spread, it's just kind of, to me, it's just kind of pointless, and it just adds busyness where I just don't need it. So the same layout works for me. The checklists work for me, and I did it again here. Now, this was the week we had the storm, so the power was out like from Thursday on, and so none of this stuff really happened. And I didn't get to like food prep. I actually ended up doing food prep when the power came back on. I did the food prep. I got food, did the food prep, and then I got sick. And so like this week I was sick, and I actually made this list before I got sick, and but I hadn't planned because we didn't have power and it was just a mess. It was crazy. I didn't sit down and do a plan with me. I didn't even really plan on my own. I just played with some of my Erin Condren washi and just made a checklist. And then I got sick in the middle of this week, and so most of this never got done. And I did come back whenever I planned out this week, and I did look at this, and there were some things here that I did end up finishing, and we moved on to this week, and I added things to this list. But I just wanted to note that, you don't always have to plan out your full week, especially like for me, not much was going on. Let's see, what was week 21? All of the stuff that was here for week 21 was just, like I didn't really have anywhere to be. So this day was the day of an award ceremony at my son's school. By then we had gotten power. I think the day before the power came back on, we went to his school, did the award ceremony, and brought him home early that day. And then I think that was the day that I got some groceries and did some food prep, and then I think I was sick like all of these days. And then by this day, I was starting, it was like the last day of school for my son. I was starting to feel a little bit better. My fever started going down and everything, and my husband really needed to get back to work. And so he actually went back to work this morning, and then he came back like 2 days later, I think it was, because it was like his birthday. So like actually, like I could move this. I'm pretty sure he came back on Sunday, but he really had some things he needed to be in person at work for, so he had to go back. But he really needed to have been there all week, but we were dealing with the power outage and the repairs from the storm, and then I got sick and he couldn't leave, and so he stayed. But anyway, so basically I didn't plan this week because that was the only thing that we were doing, and then I just made the list that later that day, and then I got sick, so that's when it didn't happen. So then the following week was week 22, and that was this one, which I did have a plan with me for this one, and then we lost power again, and it's like we lost power late at the end of this week. So we lost power all here, we lost power again in this week, and then we lost power again in this week, and it was just like, I'm not ordering groceries until I know. It's just, we just have a weird grid or something, some issues. There's a lot of problems with our grid. Our electric grid and heat in Texas is terrible, plus just some issues with the area as well, plus the major repairs that are still going on from that storm. But anyway, the only thing that I always do is I always order my groceries towards the end of the week, and I usually have them delivered on Saturday mornings. And I've decided not to do that for the next couple of weeks. So I think what I'm just gonna do is just kind of like go to the store every few days and grab what we need, and then that way it won't be so much to lose if the power goes out for longer than a day. And yeah, it's just, we got to figure something out. So we do have a generator. My husband needs to repair it. It wasn't a brand new generator, so there is an issue with it that we are going to repair, but then that will be, it's a small generator. It's not a whole house generator, but it will at least run the refrigerator and the freezer, and to help, let us like charge our phones and stuff. That way we won't have to keep worrying about losing all of our groceries. But so that is how I used my planner in the month of May. I do have some pages here I can't show you. It was just like some work notes. And then in June, this video is up where you can see how I went ahead and did my monthly and my dashboard for June. So anyhow, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because I post functional planning videos on my channel, and if you liked this one, you'll probably like those ones too, and I would love to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.